removed from office from the president. That was after a petition came in from a Daniel Ofori, and then it was found that there were some issues truly from that particular petition on the part of her ladyship, and so she's been moved from office. Let's engage lawyer Raynoff Chumesi on this particular situation, what this means. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time here on Metro TV.
Good afternoon.
Great. My first question would be, did you see this coming?
Well, the committee was set up to inquire into the petitions, so that was entirely reserved for the committee to decide. And after reviewing the evidence, the committee has taken the view that based on their findings, it's appropriate for the Chief Justice to be removed from office, and have accordingly made that recommendation.
Looking at what was being said in that petition, over the time we've say misconduct on behalf from the Chief Justice. What really, if you could just take us through, and for viewers who are not conversant with this particular situation, what really were the things in terms of the conduct of the Chief Justice that prompted her removal?
Well, as you are aware, those are matters that were reserved entirely for the committee. So we don't have the full facts as to what was put out before the committee. But gleaning from documents that made its way into the public space, we can tell that at least one of the grounds of the petition was misapplication of public funds. That is to say, making the judicial service pay for per diem and travel allowances of the Chief Justice and some family members, contrary to an existing travel policy.
Yeah.
So at least that is what I know was making. Unfortunately, we don't have the foundational document upon which the recommendation was made, so we can only speak to what is stated in the letter.
In the press that came in, the statement that came in from Felix Kwachi. Okay, great. So the now removed Chief Justice had been engaging a number of persons, trying to make sure that she's being reinstated. All of those processes from the Commonwealth, from other courtesans, did you think it was going to help her case? And now that this has happened, what do you believe will be all of those findings from the other persons that she has sought to seek to help her with her reinstatement?
Well, let me first address the first part of your question, which is the consultation with other aged persons and international bodies.
Yeah.
Don't forget that the petitions were initiated pursuant to a constitutional provision.
Yeah.
That's Article 146. Article 146 outlines what ought to be done. And to date, we do not have any specific challenge about the appropriateness or otherwise of the procedures under 146. As we all know, those procedures were followed strictly to the letter. So with regard to the consultations and other avenues that was being resorted to, I am not very clear in my mind how it was going to be helpful, because the facts were before the committee. It was the committee that ought to decide the fate of the Chief Justice, now removed Chief Justice. The ECOWAS committee and all other bodies, the ECOWAS court, I don't think had the facts, because constitutionally, the only body that is supposed to interrogate the matter is the committee set up pursuant to Article 146. And in the doing of the discharge of their duties, I doubt any external pressure could influence them to curtail a constitutional duty. And in as much as Ghana is part of ECOWAS, the decisions of ECOWAS courts are not binding on Ghana's court per se. So even if a decision had been taken to the contrary, it will not be binding on our constitutional body set up to investigate. Now to the second part, Please, you may have to help me with that.
Yes, I was just asking that as she engaged these international bodies from ECOWAS to the Commonwealth, would that be able to help, in this particular case? What's going to even happen with that?
No, so now, yes. So now automatically a decision has been taken. Article 146 processes have come to an end.
Okay.
She has been asked to leave the office. She has been removed by Article 1469. The president is bound to follow the recommendation of the committee. The committee has recommended that the CJ be removed from office. The president has accordingly removed her from office. In law, at this point, we will say that all other avenues are moot. So any other pressure is moot because all those actions pending in court have been overtaken by this particular event. So unless she wants to restart or reinvent the wheels by seeking a restatement, which is that if she wants to do that, will also be met with its own challenge. But I think that as it stands now, the curtains has been drawn on this matter. It's entirely at her disposal to decide what she wants to do. But she would have to leave office. She has been removed, and from effective today, she's no longer the Chief Justice.
So what you're saying is that with this directive, that is it for her. She cannot do anything about it.
That's the end of the road for her.
Wow. Now the next question will be, the possible candidates that will be able to take over from her. Are you able to share any of such with us?
No, I mean, that's entirely the decision for the president to make. The Constitution provides a remedy that in the absence of a Chief Justice, the senior most should step in and act. And we have an acting Chief Justice.
Yes.
Whoever becomes the substantive Chief Justice is entirely a decision that will be made by the president subject to parliamentary approval. So that I would leave it for the powers that be to decide.
Okay. So as you mentioned, basically that is all for her now. This directive from the president makes, I'm just trying to couch my words well, just makes everything that she has been trying to do to help with the reinstatement null and void.
It makes it moot, if I may say that, because they've been overtaken by events.
Okay.
So unless, of course, she wants to start a fresh action to challenge her removal, which, of course, I would think will still not amount to anything, because as it stands now, the curtain has been drawn.
Okay.
And she's no longer the Chief Justice.
Great. Thank you very much for your time here on Metro Television. So that was lawyer Rain of Trumas, a private legal practitioner, sharing with us, about this particular situation with the Chief Justice. She has been removed, from office by the president. And of course, join us at 7 p.m. for more on this particular news that is coming. And of course, on our social media handles at Metro TV Ghana on all platforms, and also DSTV channel 277 and our website www.metrotvonline.com. I am Desmond Okreko-Danso, and join us at 7 p.m. Enjoy the rest of our programs.
Want a date?
premium shall we place on our health? Is it to wait and get hit with a condition, or on a daily basis?